I don't know who's gonna win.
For me, the blue side, because I like Farsa. I like to see the play style of Farsa.
For me as well, the blue side, RRQ.
Let's go kita nobar.
I'm not sure, but if we're gonna talk
Astaga
about
ngelag.
experience,
Nah,
experience-wise, it's RQ. But
Because for
draft
me,
draft picks, it's
Red side,
It's-
D4G.
you know, it might be DFYG, it might be actually RQ. Both of them, they have a great lineup actually.
but for me on paper, it looks more like RRQ.
Yeah, experience-wise, yes.
Soldier.
Sometimes on the
let's go. Ini ada Sutsujen make lance diren
and
lapu.
what's the play style inside. So I will wait, but I will choose RQ for now.
Ling actually is such a hard choice right now.
You remember earlier, I need to take notes, so you have to tell
Let's go kita nobar coy.
RRQ.
RQ.
RQ.
So heroes are locked in. Let us send it over to our casters to see how it's all unfolds.
Into the game we go. This is game one of a best three series between DFYG and RRQ Hoshi. Everybody wants to see this because it's Sutsujin going up against Super Ken. And you would think that this DFYG team is from the China region, but Super Ken himself has played so many times up against Sutsujin. Back he was playing when he was playing Nokia ID. So this is gonna be an
Astaga malah ngelag
for the two
coy.
junglers that we have right now. Your casters, Wolf and Naisu. Naisu, I am so excited about this Lancelot versus Ling matchup.
Wolf, when was the last time we saw Ling, man?
Turunan dikit
You
Res.
know, maybe
Oh,
it pops
man.
up occasionally in different parts of the world. But for the most
Yeah.
part, he's not really in the meta, right? This is not a hero that you typically
Yeah.
see currently in the meta. It's great to see it, though.
Let's go, let's
Game
go.
one in this best of three, again, all this, you know, at the end of the day, we're going to see some more teams go home, of course, here in the
Ada
quarterfinals. But
Superken tuh.
this is a bit of a risk. I have to say, it's been, you know, one of the things about Ling is
Iya,
obviously he can
kayak
still provide quite a bit of damage output, quite mobile himself, but
yuk
you know,
Rens
in a way, you're
jangan
gonna have to
sampai
really support this. It's a lot
mati banyak
harder
lagi Rens.
to do that rather than a Lancelot. But they both, I will say this, the caveat there is they both
Bawahnya masih
try
aman.
to take care of themselves. Like if Ling gets in a bad
Stay level
situation, he's
2
most likely going to be able to survive with his mobility.
sama
You could say the
Robika
same thing
sama
about
Garin.
Lance, you know, and it's just,
Masih oke.
why do you think that is? Why isn't Ling
Ini
so
kalau
often in the current meta?
Yeah, it kind of farms slower than most of the junglers. It's more like, why would you go for the Ling if there's like Hayabusa, there's Lancelot? It's like he's just at the bottom of the list. And partly because you need a lot of farm on Ling, and also
nah set up turtle.
you can
Susujen.
easily put him in the jungle.
Hop.
Let's see if
Tidak.
he is going to make his way up here to this fight, though. A lot of flickers
Eh,
are
Diren.
burned. RWM dropped down too, and Sutsujin will get the turtle, but the first blood going
Ah,
over to
Diren
Super
mati.
Ken. A bit of a trade there. Objective for the first blood.
Bawah aman.
DFYG, though, with
Saya
that
aman.
first blood going in the hands of Super Ken here on the sling, are just going to help his case even further. You know, you can scale up faster on this Ling, who, like you mentioned, Wolf, might jungle a little bit slower in comparison to the Lancelot. So it's going to be up to RQ Hoshi to find something across the map. But this is the thing now too.
Kurang
When you have
menguntungkan
that
sih.
level 4 available on the choke,
Soalnya lah
that's going to be the
tim
play to
lawan
make.
dapat 1
And
turtle
speaking of the roams,
dan dapat
man,
1 kill
8-0
juga.
on this Tigreal once again. We got to see
Tapi
the
masih
Tigreal
bisa lah.
in the hands of RQ
Awal
Hoshi
bukanlah
against Team
akhir.
Falcons. And that's what we talked about after the patch came out. Had some of its improvement there, right? If for you guys that don't know, his second skill, the Sacred Hammer, it now is faster, man.
Pas atas.
It actually
Itu
happens so quick.
balik.
Oh, just like
Balik.
this. Pressure up top. Diamond comes blades
Udah
as
mati.
well, and
Diren
that
mati.
is a clean, easy kill in the top lane.
Not the best game for Diamond for sure. Dying twice already the first 3 minutes of the game, and gonna be up against Esmeralda. It's not gonna get easy.
Apakah RRQ terbantai coy?
However, for RQ Hoshi, I think if they're looking for something that's really positive for them is this gold lane. I've seen Toy deny one of the parts against Long, and it kind of tells me that Toy will, having level 6, and then Lung only having level 5, that
Tapi
can
sejauh
boost
ini
their
masih
damage massively
Diren sih yang kena.
for this Claude over this Harriet, which is always going to be a welcome sight for Arkihoshi. Because if you look at their heroes, all of their heroes do not really pressure this Claude in the late game. Like, when it comes to a head-on collision versus the Claude, that's why we're always happy in this scenario.
Nice,
As there
dapat
will be a
satu.
kill up top. Finally, a recovery for Dyren.
Yeah, putting him on the board here for Arkihoshi. Turtles coming up
Kartel
second
kedua.
game. Zed gonna go ahead and poke down Edok a
Hop,
bit.
tag-
That's what
tagger
I'm
nya.
talking about with the implosion as well. They're gonna go for Zed.
Yeah.
Zed uses the kick
Rugi,
into
rugi.
the RWM, so that's a kill secured now as Edok falls. Great play there from Zed. You know, he's the one that he started to
Rugi nggak sih? Ngul
zone down
hijau.
and then crowd controlled with the implosion. But then because of the real world manipulation from E1, they were able to win that fight. But there's
Hujan,
still
hujan.
fight for this turtle.
Nice.
Their airstrike. Whoa, the damage on Vel.
Good
Such a
job,
will
Ujin.
secure that second turtle for Arkihoshi.
Now Vel has to be really more careful.
Dapat.
Neutral
Dapat di Ujin.
especially when there's an ongoing team fight because of how important the Esmeralda is.
Hujan
when it
level
comes to
9 ntar lagi.
being the tank for GFYG.
Super kan masih level 7.
This Esmeralda needs a lot of farm in order for him to kind of
Astaga malah nge-lag.
accomplish his job and allow this to have more time and space to land the kill. And him dying twice back to back in his span
Astaga.
2 minutes,
2
or a
minutes,
minute,
yeah.
actually.
Jaringan.
It's not gonna be good for this Esmeralda.
Wop, Majid, nice. Dapat Diren.
Straight nets for Vel. Not a welcome sight for GFYG.
Ren, ngapain mati Ren?
Now a little bit behind.
Astaga, Rens.
I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Renz. Yeah, the little wing.
Malah maju duluan, coy.
Renz
Hampir aja
alive.
mati, coy.
Just as you said it, Wolf, this is not a game for Vel right now. The further you fall behind, too, on this Esmeralda, you know, the worse it's going to be for DFYG. And that seems to be a case even in the jungle. To an extent, Super Ken's doing okay, you know, after he got that first kill early on. But Susujin's starting to go ahead and take it away, right? He's scaling up a little bit faster. He's got a little bit higher levels against Super Ken. And all Super Ken can really do is continue to farm. Look at that once again. They're going to go for Zed. Zed won't be able to escape this time as Dyren cleaning up the kill. Super Ken's going to jump in. Comes Blades already. He's going to be going for Rins, but can't get him with the wings again. And Rins stays alive. And now Toy is a gold laner duet in the jungle, but no one goes down. Interestingly enough, it just doesn't seem like they have enough damage just yet. It's a little too early for these gold laners to pop off.
Yeah. And now for DFYG, they're going to be having two problems that they have to face. First is Tsujin, who is now level 11 compared to Super Kid's level 10. I mean, Super Kid haven't died yet, but Tsujin is having so much farm. We'll get that turtle again. You also have to think about Toy, the Claude now. I wonder if the items will be shown up, and I'm sure there will be a mass team. Now Long will be in trouble once again.
Okay, pops his Zombie forwards. The team's going to try to
Tsujin.
solo again.
Nice.
Dapat. A huge setup coming on through. We'll be able to take down Vel and gets the flicker out.
Paslingnya doy.
This blade's going to be used, but juked with a BMI, and now Super Ken, he's frustrated, man. How many times have he attempted the blades and not been able to get a kill?
Oh, that's gotta be very
Langsung invasi
frustrating. Doesn't have the
jungle.
reputation, So now Dyren and the gang, they can actually pressure him in here. Tsujin doesn't have the retribution, doesn't need it. It's level 12 compared to Super Kid's level 11.
Itu bawah bisa ambil kan?
They have zoned out the lane, and the lane without the purple. This is the main reasons why the lane hasn't been picked up in the recent MPLs or recent things that we've seen.
What's
It's
worse?
because of that purple buff dependence.
What's worse? A Fanny, no purple buff, or a Lane, no purple buff?
Arguable. I've seen the Fanny Beast. Yeah, it's both disastrous. All right, it's like you're asking me between like a level 10 difficulty and a level 9.9 difficulty, right? But I think I would rather choose the Fanny because at least I've seen a Fanny actually recover without the purple buff. Remember Ryzen, right?
Yep.
Like the entire game didn't have the purple buff, but still won the game for the team.
Yeah, it takes a certain type of like synergy to make that work, though. You know, like in order
Itu bawah
to
nggak mau jalan itu.
actually have that in your favor.
Beda
Yeah, that's one of the things. Super
25
Ken, I think
22
eventually, like, he
berarti
will get the itemization
3000
he needs.
gol.
He's not too far behind. I mean, granted, how everything's gone, the two junglers are
Masih
relatively
oke lah.
close to each other. You know, 300 gold separates the two jungles. And so Super Ken, once he most likely gets that third item, he should be able to actually get those kills. You know, it's like I said, it's been a few times now we've seen
Clear
him
bawah langsung ke
try to
tengah
set
toy.
things up, even on the squishiest target over on RQ Hoshi, which is Rins. But unfortunately, you just can't catch him, you know? And these feather airstrikes have been doing work. And now the Divine Glaive is picked up by Rins, making them hurt that much more. So we'll see if DFYG can adjust. They're going to start up this Lord. It's at half health. Meanwhile, Super Ken's just grabbing his purple. He got this information. RW dropped down, and Sutsujin will secure the Lord. So they'll go ahead and get ready to approach the base. DFYG.
3,000 gold.
Midnya masih belum hancur ya.
Super Ken trying his best to kill off. No, it's not gonna be enough again. Oh no.
Oh, Tegra, nice.
And
Gelo hidup coy.
Ken not feeling super right now after that, man. That's just unfortunate. Little stun there with Land Shaker. They try to hold on to the tier 1 turret in the mid, but Lord's gonna make its way down bot. RQ Hoshi, 4,000 gold ahead, will go ahead and knock down some of these turrets eventually. A big pickup here for Toy. I believe that's his third item now. So he's got the 3-item power spike. He's got the golden staff. He's going to actually take the orange here, too. There it is right there. He's got the tips. And now they'll take
Pas
the
dapat.
tier 2 turret up top.
Itu midnya. Oi. Itu tuh, jauh.
Landshaker Zed just gone. Goodbye, Toy.
Gelo, RRQ is back coy.
Super Ken working to deal with this Lord push. But right now with RQ Hoshi, they might actually catch Super Ken here or force the Tempest Blades to be used. Oh man, look at the damage from Toy. Tempest Blades used, but he's just got to go escape and get back to base. Good thing the Lord was cleared out. Oof. Oh, Bravest Fighter jump in won't actually stop them from recalling. I guess Lumpy can't jump on walls, man.
yeah,
You know, it's too bad.
over walls, baby.
Over walls.
Not on the wall, but this is looking really dark now for the FIG. The fact that even Super Ken is not able to get a kill now, that makes you think that why do we still get this lane? Why didn't we draft this lane? The payoff is so far away for GFYG. Granted though, if they get to the late game, late game, ultra late game, maybe 21 minutes in, maybe everything's equalized and RQ Hoshi might not have enough to catch where the wing is. However, it seems like RQ Hoshi, with the tools that they have on Toy having essentially critical mass kind of itemization for the flood, and then you also have 6 Genus just freely getting the kills. It's gonna be a great late game for RQ Hoshi as well.
Yo, itu mata gitu itu.
This amount of power that RQ Hoshi has right now with this lineup is what's making it so difficult, because even if you're going to try to catch up into this, you know, like, it's difficult for DFYG. Who is going to be the one to help them catch up? Super Ken has been struggling for the most time. Long hasn't really been a part of anything, but his Harith should now be at least close to being online to where he can then provide some of that damage throughput in these fights. But the problem is, man, you're seeing how fast Super Ken gets brought to like a quarter of HP. And maybe that, once again, is a reason why Ling just does not work too well in this meta. And that's going to be a quick, easy Lord once again for RQ Hoshi. Some items being picked up here too. Super Ken just getting his BOD. So again, we're going to see if the FYG can defend against this. Again, a massive lead right now for RQ Hoshi. And if they force a fight, if they really want to, which is most likely, because it's Edo, right? Edo has this Tigreal. You can see them making their way down bot. It looks like they're going to go for Super Ken. Toy juking him out with a BMI, and he's going to run. So they want to keep that Lord up. Vel, but Vel is still healthy. But now they have a Lord to deal with. A couple flickers were used by DFYG. Super Ken might just go to cut the waves. There's the implosion, though. The catch right on target. Zed can't escape as this bottom base turret goes down with the Lord. And now the rest of the team in the base.
Nice, and.
Dropped down too long. Just burning, man.
Oh. Bisa. And. Gelo. RRQ is back, cuy.
dominant fashion.
Super dominant fashion here for RQ Hoshi. Unfortunately, the gambit coming out from DFYG, picking up that thing did not work. I don't think that it's a draft issue for DFYG.
Nice
It's more of an
game.
execution issue, as RQ Hoshi not only did not make any mistakes, but they have found a dent in the armor of DFYG. I may say so. And that is definitely this Esmeralda, which should have been really good versus the Lapu-Lapu, but the fact that they have killed him thrice in a row in the span of 2 minutes, that gave them the opening. And that show just can't get any pickoffs. That meant that Super Ken will not be comfortable in the map. It came to a point where nobody is killable inside of RQ. But I'm sure that the panel will have more to talk about, so let's go back to the scene.
What a way to start this quarterfinal series. RRQ takes game 1 and immediately show why they came into this matchup as favorites. This is the
Good job, good job.
quarterfinals of Games of the Future Abu Dhabi 2025,
main
powered
Prince.
by Adnock. So
Hari
let us
bagus
bring in
mainnya,
Roots
cuy.
and Soldier to break this one down, this game 1. The Soldier?
To be honest, for RRQ, the beginning of the game, like of the day, the first match of the day, it was very fabulous. I really like it. The play styles from RRQ, like they took one lord and like they push it and it's done. Because when you take the lord, it's like it's easier to go for the pushing and like engaging on their bases. So to be honest,
Just
I
looking
really
at
like
the draft, I knew that RRQ was just going to win.
Yeah,
By
well, yeah.
on paper and on execution and on the game. They
Good
secured
job,
that win.
good job.
It was an outstanding win, of course. You know, RQ was dominating the entire map. Basically, their experience showed in this match. You know, they knew they were doing. They got a couple of deaths in the beginning of the game, but then they
Yeah,
started taking
gue
control.
seperti biasa.
There might be a slight issue with regards to DFYG's jungler, where Ling was not able to actually dish out any kills or get any kills or damage because of the protection of the RQ Hoshi's team. So he tried to get Parsa a couple of times. He tried to get Claude, but he couldn't. In any of his try, he couldn't get any kills. He just got one kill in the beginning of the game, and that was it for him. Of course, as we can see in the highlights, you know, RQ was dominating in the towers destroyed, Lord slain, Turtle slain. It was complete dominance from RQ Hoshi.
to be honest, for the FYG, for draft it was perfect. But RQ as an experienced team, they know how to play around it. They know how to play around these heroes like Eve, Chu, Ling, Esmeralda, and Harith. As a competitive team, bravo. They won it because like the goal difference it's 10k and the towers like 8 for 1, Lords 2 and Turtle 3. So they have the maximum objectives clean for them. Also, they
Nice,
have the
nice.
objectives on the map, like
Yes,
as a viewers.
and
Also,
of
we have
course,
MVP.
with this team effort, someone stood out among them.
Of course, it
Let's
was
talk about the
Toy.
MVP of the game.
It was Toy. He was playing with Claude. Great job for Toy. It was very rare
Did
to
we
get a
expect
marksman.
this?
It's very rare to get a marksman MVP, but kudos for him. Kudos for him for this amazing, of course, achievement that he has
Bisa main
achieved
Mobile
today.
Legends sih.
But for you, he stood out the most as well.
Yeah, for
Soldier?
me, Toyo, it was like most like not the MVP, the star, and the team. It was like a shining stars with it. So it was very perfect for them. And I'm waiting for still be DFYG to come back, and I want to see like the third.
Yes,
game,
they
not
still
two
have a
games.
chance. This is best of 3.
Yeah.
But they really need to up their game because this is single elimination. So after this, if RRQ takes the win, they go to the semifinals. And their tournament run, it's over. So what do you think needs to change for DYFG to secure 1-1?
For DFYG, they need to change their team fight structure, like combination of the team. It was for the draft, it was very good, but you need to counter RRQ team for like the carries and the marksman.
How are you going to counter them?
To be honest, you need to counter like just tankies and crowd controls.
But do you think RQ Hoshi would give them a chance to actually build that strategy?
You never know. As we have more cards, the FYG, they have cards.
Let's hope for that. Of course, we wish
Yes,
all the
because
best.
their
of course.
backs are on the wall right now. So for sure, they are thinking taking out those cards and laying it in front of them to secure that win.
They test the water now, and they see it like it's not a stable water. It's a little bit dangerous at the beginning of the game.
Full of crocodiles.
Yes.
Yeah, of course. Actually, I believe the FYG, the next match, are going all in. I believe so. Actually, I hope so. They would go all in and not play safe and not play tanky, super tanky, and very sustainable. I would say they would go all in,
They
do
need
or
to
die.
because there's nothing to lose now.
They have nothing to lose, definitely. All in. Just go
Because
crazy.
if RRQ keeps that momentum, then they advance to the semifinals. And it's bye-bye for TYFG.
Yes, that is very, very true. So I hope they would actually go all in, just go crazy, full damage, and
Yes,
and
we're
full
just
strategy.
excited for Game 2. I'm looking forward to Game 2.
Same here.
Any
same here.
predictions?
For
Soldier?
game 2, I'm waiting for the FYG to play as yesterday style. Early scrimmages, early objectives, and control of the map. Now, we didn't saw anything of this. Because RRQ, they controlled all over the map, all over the objectives.
They didn't
and
have
the
a
kills.
chance.
Little bit, they fall apart in the beginning. Little bit, they feel like death. But they come back. They come back. They know how to come back. Some of teams, like yesterday, they don't know. When they fall apart, they don't know how to come back. But for experienced team and competitive team, they know how to come back, and they know how to control, and they know how to come, like, they need to focus on, like, XP lanes, gold lanes to come back, bring the items, and clear the objectives, and the team will cover it until he will come back for the carrier or the marksman.
Definitely.
Well, that's some great analysis we have, but we have to step away for the short break as we are getting ready for Game 2. See you guys. Stay tuned.
Abu Dhabi and UAE at the moment seems to be the epicenter of autonomous robotics and many other activities.
Running a business doesn't have to be complicated. At Solutions Plus, we provide a tailored combination of consulting, business process outsourcing, and technology solutions, from digital to finance, procurement, HR, ESG, and integrated facilities management. We take care of it all, letting you focus on success. Partner with Solutions Plus and take your business to the next level.
Health is the essence of who we are. M42 is a global health champion harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, technology and genomics to transform healthcare systems and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to the care they need. Our dedication to health knows no borders, and we serve with the belief that health is not a privilege. It is a universal right.
What if the spaces between us could disappear? And one move makes all the difference. Sometimes it feels like bonds growing stronger across any distance. When the spaces between us disappear, beautiful things happen.
Lag mulu.
Looking for car, health, or home insurance? Don't waste hours calling around. At insurancemarket.ae, I bring you quotes from the UAE's top insurers in seconds. Compare, choose, and buy instantly, all in one place. Over 200,000 policyholders already trust us with a 4.8-star rating. Join them today. InsuranceMarket.ae, where insurance gets smarter. InsuranceMarket.ae.
Energy is life, and today, life is happening in two worlds, physical and digital. In Abu Dhabi, where source energy powers innovation, a new kind of energy rises. An energy that unites worlds through intention and action, where physical skills meet digital mastery, and next generation of chance through action empowers the future. The games of the future, powered by ADNOC.
Bumi. Jadi apa? Ngajen. Ada orang kalau nolak.
Welcome back to the quarterfinals. Game 2 is coming up and draft is starting. Soldier, can we start with the drafting now?
To be honest, the
Ban
draft
has
has
started.
begun,
Yes.
and we are seeing RRQ and the FYG that trying to eliminate some of picks. We saw it in the first game.
We
like
saw
Farsa,
Lancelot.
Groot. To be honest, it's going to be game 2. It's better than game 1.
Well, I hope so. Actually, it seems like DFYG had a hard time with Farsa the last game, so they decided to ban her immediately.
So this is target ban.
Yeah, it is a target ban, but there are lots of choices. There are lots of other choices, of course. I believe Eve is still open as a mid laner. There are lots of there is Zushin, there is Zeishan, there are lots of other mid laners that can be actually utilized in the mid lane. But as for RIQ right now, we're waiting for the third ban. As you can see, most of the bans basically are still meta bans, like Basha, Isochin, Lancelot, and Fanny, and then the third one, which is Yuzong. So yeah, this is
But you know, DYFG, they have two target bans
but
because they
again,
are fighting to stay alive.
definitely. And as we see, the first pick is Eve right now. But is this going to be a problem for RQ? I don't think so.
No, RRQ doesn't need to panic.
Yeah, they don't have to panic. They know how to counter everything, basically.
Harusnya
I believe
udah kena
the
naik
FYG
parah.
should actually not just go for the meta picks, but they should go for the focus on the counters right now, since they know who they're playing against. Kalea and Lapu Lapu. It's done.
Secured it.
Actually, for the first two picks, I believe, not trying to be overexcited or anything, but I believe it's GG.
Are we seeing a 2-0 coming up?
I think so, but I still think the FYG still has a chance. They can play on the mistakes, they can play on the counters right now. They should play on countering.
But do you think they need to do it aggressively from now?
Yes, me. Jalan kaki. Suksin gak sih? Ambil bagus tuh. Gator sama Esme. Bentar.
But you know, DYFG don't have the luxury to play it safe now. They really have to go all in.
But they are actually, I think they're planning to play safe. They're playing for the late game right now, which I kind of didn't want. I wanted them to go all in, but no, they're gonna play safe. And this seems like a tanky match because from RQ, Kalea is tanky, Lapu is tanky, Fredrin is tanky. So how will DFYG break through the defenses of RQ? If RQ bans carry, then I think DFYG has a very small chance of winning this game. Because carry should be DFYG's pick. If they want to have a chance at this match. Because there ain't any other like marksmen that can actually dish out or melt tanks just like carry. Although they have banned Harith, which is surprising.
In the first game.
Yeah, well, it is. Harith is annoying, but still, gold is a ban. We're looking for gold laner bans right now, But I think so. The last ban for RQ might be carry or an XP laner. We're not sure yet. What do you think, Soldier? So they banned Xborg. All right, then I believe, the last ban phase for DFYG. We're waiting for Zed right now to go for the final ban, a jungler, because I believe Fredrin is going to be a jungler. So we still have a mid laner and a gold laner for RQ to pick. On the other hand, for DFYG, we have a mid laner, an XP laner, and a roamer as well. So we still have a gold laner and we have a jungler for DFYG. So this is going to be tricky, to be honest. Like, I think it's going to be very tricky for the both of the teams. They banned Valentina. So who do you think they're going to go for if they're actually banned Valentina?
See, if they ban Valentina, they are going for Kimi. Wait, I will
Kimi as a
explain
mid
about
lane.
Valentina, but Kimi
Kimi is a mid laner, yeah, which is good.
against Eve.
Which is good because you know both of them, like, you know, Kimi also is great with her ult and her crowd control. So RQ needs that. So that's why they actually went for the Kimi pick.
To be honest, like I was like little bit
Yo,
curious
man.
about Eve. Then I saw the
Mm,
Farsa in the
magic.
ban. Then I was okay. They are relaxed now because Eve versus Farsa, it's a little bit annoying. Oh, Ayabusa.
That's weird.
We will see DFYG. Oh, Akai or Hayabusa?
Actually, I would go for an Akai.
Akai, perfect. Moscow. Moscow and Akai for the last two picks for DFYG. Seems interesting, the draft until now.
Very interesting draft from DFYG. Moskov is a good pick, but I'm not sure why didn't they go for a carry instead. RQ
That's
instead
what
went
we're
for a
waiting
carry.
for.
They were like,
Yes.
you should have went for a carry, you know? So
They
yeah,
changed
that's
the
very-
rules.
Yeah, that's very surprising, actually. Yeah, very
But
questionable
according
pick.
to this, who does it favor right now with the draft?
90% RQ.
RQ.
They picked
If
Moscow.
DFYG choose carry,
They
that
could
will
have
be
had a chance.
DFYG.
Yeah.
But now, the upper hand for RIQ and
But the FYG is going for late game.
Remember MSC?
yeah, the RIQ they are going for
24?
late game, mid game, late game. Yes.
This is going to be one interesting match for both
Yeah,
teams, to
break
be honest.
glass
But I
in case of
believe
emergency.
RQ has the upper hand when it comes to the draft
But
picks.
mentally, how do you think DFYG feels now? It's 1-0.
For this picks,
Yes.
they are like still.
Let's go,
in the
nobar,
momentum,
nobar.
the rhythm. Like we
So
want to win
one
again.
foot on the ground, 1 foot up there.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
You want to go to
Like they want to continue. Like I will climb the stars, and I want to see like I will compete with versus RQ Hoshi, and then I will see. I will test.
Yes, so I guess draft is set, games is starting. Let us send it over to our casters to bring you to game 2.
game number 2 between DFYG and RQ. It's
Mau di
elimination
jungler
for
tank ini.
DFYG if they do lose this. And off cam, me and Naisu, we're talking about how the break glass in case of emergency hero
Mau di jungler
for
tank.
Dome is the Moscow.
Jungler
However,
tank, cuy.
Naisu, I feel like this is such a good game in a way that we are going to see utility jungler versus utility jungler with their traditional marksman late game, which is going to be so good to watch.
Yeah, this is pretty much standard. I feel like standard compositions that we're seeing here, maybe aside
Bawah.
from like the
Masih aman.
Akai to an extent, but Akai has popped up more and more lately. I feel like this is going to be more of a step up that we need to see from DFYG, especially for Vel. Vel just got completely shut down in game 1 early on. Too many deaths in the early game, so obviously wants to give it a go again here. Not only that, but on the flip side for our Hoshi, this is that lineup or this is that combination of heroes that works so well, man. And I'm talking about the Kimi, the Fredrin, and then you have on the Kalea.
Yup,
Kalea
dapat Jin
still
keempat.
is like what, probably the best setting hero to individually take down one member, right? I mean, the only other hero that I can really think of is maybe if you're really, really good on that Cho, or maybe a Kaja, which we've seen pop up in games of the future as well, right? But there's nothing like the Kalea because you provide so much sustainability to your team. You can fake people out if you want to and not fully commit to that title strike or that tsunami slam if you want to. And so it's such a strong hero. I mean, we all remember when she
Yo,
first
turtle,
was introduced
turtle.
into the game. Everybody was picking her for a good reason. But even with the changes that she's faced, she's still so
Oh,
strong at level 4.
hati-hati dia, Ido. Nice.
Helps the team with that sustainability.
Bisa
Look
dapat
at this
nggak tuh?
double jump for that title strike. They're going to be able to whittle them down a little bit. And now that they fight for this turtle, they should
Balik,
have
Ido,
control
balik.
of it. Super Ken, the advantage is he is an Akai. They're going to go heal over here.
Kena Ido-nya cuy.
Actually dies. First blood for Vel. Heavy
Nice,
spear on
Sujin.
Susujin gets the turtle.
Majin,
Tries
Jin.
to get on out, but now Super Ken won't be able to get that energy eruption off from Sutsujin. But hey, they're happy to trade. Kill for an objective.
Dapat turtle tapi
So
rugi
as
Ido.
there is a trade, you can say that DFLG is going to be happy. Sutsujin, though, wants to seal the purple, not be successful in doing so, as E1 threatens for some damage. Kind of bold for Sutsujin to walk in front of DFYG with this
Nah,
happening.
Jin.
Up top,
Bantu,
they
Jin.
kill this Esmeralda. Not
Aduh,
sure if
Esme-nya
this
tebal
even
banget cuy.
possible with the
Hop tengah.
Lapu supplying a lot of shields, whereas in the mid lane, they will not be able to get a kill. Fortunately for Zed, didn't have to pop the ultimate, the AOG, to get out there. An early rotation from Toy, the gold late from Arky Hoshi.
Oh, bawah, hati-hati.
For Long. Long's still going to be fine. Has a pure fine too. This is one of the things though. For Long on this Moskov, there's a time when again it was just about all he was picking and playing was the Moskov. He's done amazing things in certain matches with the Moskov alone, but also regardless, that hero allows you to kind of play more towards the map if you want to. If DFYG ends up being kind of behind later on, which thankfully they're not right now for them. Then they can go ahead and allow the Moskov to push those off lanes while the objectives are, usually the focus. And then all you have to do is follow through that SOD. But with that being the case, we've seen that Spear of Destruction actually be a Spear of Death for a lot of Moskov players so far in the current meta. But even here for the games of the future, man, it's been really tough for them to actually make it work. And, of course, positioning longer. But and that's also just partially because we've seen so many compositions that are heavy on the crowd control, and that is
Yo, tuh MM-nya gasak.
so far in our current meta.
That's right. DFYG are going to be poised to again contest for this next turtle. You always have to look for the heavy spin. If it's way too early, then it's going to be bad.
Good taunt there, unbreakable. Edok's still going to live though. So turtle up. Revitalize is going to be expended as well from Zed. Top everybody up. RWM drop down too. They're going to go for it. Turtle's still being worked on. And you're going to miss. There's SOD. They're going to zone out Sutsujin. So Super Ken actually gets the turtle. But with Vel gone, they're still going Archaeology.
Balik.
I don't know if they want to follow this up. 2 low HP bars here. So once again, it's a trade. Trade for, they get the objective for Super Ken. But they get a kill over here.
Oh, bawah, hati-hati.
Okay, Toy's fine.
Toy's fine for now. No. I think the XP is the same between our gold laners, which kind of means that it's pretty good for the Moskov. Every time that he is not trailing behind the first 5 minutes of the game, that generally means that you have a good game for your Moskov. Whereas for Super Ken, the fact that he's able to get that retribution up, it's going to be good. Now they want to try to make a play in the mid lane. Looks like they will kill on Rinse, and that's a kill onto the Akai. It's going to be good for DFYG, now leading by almost 1,000 gold over Arkeoshi.
We're going to try to do the same thing to Long, but then it gets
Missing ke
spotted out
bawah
by
itu,
Zed.
ke bawah, mundur.
Not happening today. Super Ken going for the lockdown into the
Oh,
AOG, but
oh.
great usage of
Gelo,
the
Ido cuy.
to avoid the Avatar the Guardian. That's a big brain play right there. Good play to stay alive,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
CC immune while you are casting the slam. One of you are actually like bringing someone up. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We have enough
Yep,
from
dapat
Edo.
bawah.
Almost threatening a kill of the Super
Fokus
Ken.
turret dulu, baru langsung war.
If they just get a turret, maybe they get a kill. There it is.
Nice.
Gonna be a trouble Landshaker.
Majuin, Toy.
He
Nah.
tries. He can't escape the shredding from Toy's carry. They might trade this though. Good push for Vel up top. But RQ Hoshi, they're starting to go ahead and gather to make these plays now that a power spike is starting to be hit here.
DFYG will scratch their heads. They have committed 2 ultimates just to try to take out a roamer. And Edop only had to do all that he had to do was to just pop the ultimate. So that's 2 ultimates for the price of 1. And he survived afterwards. So, however, it's not going to be punished. DFYG will be trying to go for this turtle. Does have the ultimate, the heavy spin, still available for Super Ken as well as the AOG.
See if they get it. Last turtle of the game, 1 for 1 on each side, but there's a Tsunami Slammer once again to bring them down, but an AOG. Now Zed on the run. E1 already gone. Super Ken making some havoc here. So
majuin.
with a heavy spin, but Zed's going to get zoned in, zoned out.
Majuin, nice.
Out. Taking a little bit longer, but finally going down. Turtle for 2, basically.
Itu Ujin, hati-hati.
Ujin, though, quite low. Relying on the team, trying to be a little bit of a bait. That energy eruption won't land. Oh, Dyron jumps in.
Ujin,
Still want to commit to this.
back up.
They do want to just fight.
Nice.
Tier 1 turret, throw everything at them. They'll take
Majuin.
the turret, they'll take the
Nice.
kills, they'll get everything.
Bisa lah 2-0.
What a great takedown from RQ Hoshi. Not only did they take down 2 of the important members of the FYG, that's Akai as well as Esmeralda down for the count, they also have taken out the mid lane turret, which will then give them so much of an advantage when it comes to ELSA. Control of the jungle is going to be great. You can see through the replay how they did it. Dyron was sort of a bait in here, and Super Ken can't do anything because he doesn't have the heavy spin in that scenario. You think about it, in hindsight, the FYG should have just given up the mid lane turret after that, but they didn't. So not only did they lose their turret, but they also gave 2 free kills for RQ Hoshi. And you know what that translates to? That's 1.7 thousand gold in favor of RQ Hoshi at this point.
Good gold, but this play up here is always going to be a trouble. Great play from Long. This is what we've seen so many times.
Okay.
Astaga, toy.
Again. Break the glass in case of emergency, and that's the Moskov there sitting in that case. Long getting a double is great for the FYG here. Now they're going to put the pressure on this side of the jungle of RQ Hoshi. They might go for more. Sutsujin pushed off his orange buff. He will go ahead and secure it with the Appraiser's Wrath here. And so it's good. The FYG doesn't want to go down swing and doesn't want to go down
Tartel.
Fight here.
Yeah, it just one double kill. One good play coming from Long. The 1.7k gold is now down to just 500, which generally means that it's almost equalized. Long is level 11 right now, which also tells us that he has got a lot of farm.
He's got to be careful. He already uses it. He still has the Purify. He's trying to get away. He has space.
Balik.
RWM, wow. RQ Hoshi getting caught into the real world manipulation will make them disengaged. They're just going to go ahead and start this Lord here. They should be able to tank this up and basically revitalize themselves through the surge of life here.
Yang lawan udah no ulti tuh. Ayo Ujin, red trimu. Ujin, nice Ujin. Nah belakang tinggal 1 tuh.
Away from the Lord, even though Super Ken's still alive, they will take Edok out, but RQ Hoshi wanted the Lord and they got it.
Wow, great plays coming up from Edok. If you're DFYG, you're so annoyed of this Kalia. The exchange might be a push in the mid lane, but RQ Hoshi have found a great opening once again.
Nah, Dido.
Dyron's jumping into the back like a bravest fighter and
Diren.
E1. A great play after that RWM was
Nah,
set up.
carry.
The Lord is still there, but locked down.
Damage, astaga. Gak ada damage-nya coy.
A spirit thrown out, but that might be it. So maybe that's all they get off this Lord push. RQ Hoshi, not much value out of the Lord.
Yeah. Look at this item coming out from Super Kid. This is going to be great later on. Eventually, the cooldowns of the heavy spin will be a problem, but with just the 2 items for Super Ken, it's just the blade armor as well as the winter crown. Might be enough for them to prolong this game. RQ Hoshi, they have tried to go for an extra play after that Lord fight, which I felt like is not warranted anymore. They could have just waited for the Lord and just have pushed. But Dyron smelled blood. He thought that he had a great positioning because he was actually able to take out E1.
Rumput bawah tuh, hati-hati.
Not being utilized by RQ Hoshi. What that generally means, Naisu, is that their timer is just gonna get faster and faster. Meaning to say, DFYG and their ultimates, their power spike will just be speeding up because Long right now 2 kills and 2 assists. He's gonna be
nice. Dapetin dulu, matiin 1. Nice. Baru majuin. Stop. Lapu. Gas. Langsung saja ke depan.
He gets stunned and killed, and now Long is gone. DFYG has to disengage. No one
Nice,
from Arky
nice.
Hoshi goes down. Hey, Spear of Death is what I mentioned before, right, Wolf?
Yeah. I am
Ya dapat mid
in
nggak tuh?
disbelief right now.
Dikit lagi,
The
astaga.
Purify was available. He could have gotten
Ya
away.
atas dapat.
Now Arky Hoshi, the pendulum swings in their favor now.
Main rapi,
The
main
back and
rapi.
forth between DFYG and Arky Hoshi will be decided on who makes fewer mistakes over the other. So far, Arky Hoshi, they're the ones gaining the momentum because they're the ones forcing the errors of DFYG.
Siap-siap untuk keluar nggak sih? Hierarki.
Really just wondering why Long did not press that Purify.
Yeah, maybe he was so worried with trying to get that space between everybody chasing after him, but that Purify definitely would have helped. So I'm sure he's thinking the same thing. Hopefully he can reset and get prepped for this next fight. Again, Lord's coming up here, a couple seconds. They'll get in position in DFYG.
Oh, hujan, hati-hati.
Here is it looks like they just want to go for the fight. Even in this case, Lone could technically be on one of these side lanes to push things out or clear some of the waves and then just join this later on. But it looks like they'll just delay that Lord. But they do lose. Oh, they almost lost that 2 turret mid lane just to the minion push.
Super Cannon, the heavy spin, that's what you have to look for now, as well as the jump from Dyron. If he gets an opening to jump long,
Harusnya bisa dapat Lord sih.
See what they do here. Super Ken knows that he doesn't have to.
Orangnya dulu. Nah, Jin, astaga Ujin. Astaga Ujin keduluan coy. Orangnya dulu. Nice. Balik. Lepas.
And so DFYG with that fight and taking out RQ Hoshi's jungler might just get themselves the Lord.
Nah, matiin. Dikit lagi. Nah, dikit lagi. Nice. Winter dia. Nice, mantap Prince.
Right on top. We'll take him out.
They got baited. Veil. I think Veil running away is already guaranteed during that moment, but yeah, DFYG miscalculated a little bit. But apart from that play, everything was just great from DFYG.
Ya, itu mid anjor.
The jump coming out from Dire.
Clear bawah.
They have eliminated the jungler for RQ.
Ayo 2-0 hierarki.
That meant that they were able to get the Lord so easily. I'm sure that they could have gotten out scot-free. Super Ken would have survived if they did not overextend their welcome over Ark Hoshi, but this is what it is. They still have the Lord anyways. The FYG. They also have the power spike right now with the Moscow hitting so hard.
Lornya dulu.
Long's feeling pretty good, man. Throwing out these spears when he sees fit. This Lord will slowly make its way here to
balik. Lornya dulu.
Clearing out though, RWM dropped down too to let that charge
Nice.
get in. No turret's gonna fall just yet though. So DFYG slowly but surely getting control on this side of the map of our Hoshi, and that's all they can hope for. That's all they can do. Play it for Long.
Clear mid.
Now, same thing. If Long for some reason makes an error,
Nggak bisa
gets caught, doesn't use Purify, doesn't get the space.
Masa ya 2-1? Satu sama
such a
dulu.
big component of their damage for DFYG to make this work, but they will get all the tier 2 turrets down to go ahead and clear out this side of the map from RQ Hoshi. They still hold on to the base turrets. Not sure if they actually want to go for a play. You know, jumping in.
Astaga kena ulti Gatot. Astaga. Ya ente dah. Oh gitu cuy. Balik. Ujin, balik. Balik. Astaga. Hampir aja wet up coy. Kena ulti Gatot.
Long is just unstoppable right now.
Even just walking in front of Long, in front of that orange buff, I mean, Sutsujin have lost about quarter of his HP just from the passives coming out from Long, and right now it's definitely a problem for RQ Hoshi. This Moskov has reached critical mass. Might just sell the boots. There you go. Just on cue. And
just on cue.
will actually get the halberd now, and at this point, it's gonna be hitting like a truck. And if you compare that
Yuk,
to
yuk, Ido.
his carry, of course the carry
Kasih
can still
momen
take
Ido,
down the
langsung
members
menang.
of the FYG. If he's able to lock down one member of the FYG, maybe Kai, maybe this Esmeralda, it's gonna be good. I think the most ideal kill here for Toy is this Akai because of the chastise pauldron available for Vel. I'm sure that you look at this as an even game, but I think the FYG has a little bit of an advantage over RT.
Yuk, dapatin lore-nya, Jin.
See if they do. They do take this Lord now to half health. It's going to go for a reset. Vel picking up a winner crown, though. The idea here, the play might just be to buy a little more time if they do initiate, so it's not all on Zed. Because RQ Hoshi could potentially try the same thing, right? Just Tsunami Slam Super Ken away from the Lord.
MM-nya maju lagi, maju lagi.
But now, like you said, a big problem
Jangan
is this
ketinggalan.
mass Mozgov from Lung. He's got
Oh, dikit lagi tuh. Balik.
Not going to use the winner crown just yet, but will go ahead and falling Star Moon out. So that is not
Open.
something
Nah,
Tsunami
Slam. Balik.
Go for a Super Ken. And they
Balik.
RWM and Dyron has to flicker
Awas, Gatot.
defensively, but Vel once again will take some damage.
Awas.
AOG though, and Zed up the front of it all. They
Balik.
pop the immortality. Appraiser's rapidly away, and soon
Balik.
will fall in TFYG once again.
Astaga.
Will take down 2 of RRQ Hoshi.
2 kills for the man of the hour. That's long. But the counter initiation coming from the FYG is so good. They didn't even have to pop their purifies on both Vel as well as Long. And the fact that they have taken out Rinse, that was actually the great way for them to get into that fight. The ultimate from U1 was also so important for the FYG as it actually prompted RQ Hoshi to use their spells. With their crown
kagak
sacrifices
mati,
on the
coy.
of RQ Hoshi.
Balik.
Steal whatsoever from RQ Hoshi.
Real world manipulation dropped down just to go ahead and let Vel get out of there. They can be pretty, they can use these ultimates as much as they want when they see fit, just because, I mean, you got to think how many times has Yi1 been so big on the value of his real world manipulations, whether that's defensively or aggressively, and especially around the objective fights. And now that this evolved Lord is making its way up top, this is going to be pretty tough for RQ Hoshi. They need some type of way to
Clear
deal
dulu.
with Lung. And it feels like it's a lot of the time it's been Edok, right? And he has not been able to get that target. Obviously, there's a Purify over there. There's 2 that you kind of have to consider, and that always is the case when there's a Kalea across from you. And so they're going to have to choose the targets carefully
Focus
here.
Lord,
Now
focus
totally
Lord.
get that carry damage off. Even with a malefic gun, it just seems like, you don't have that much space or range.
Padahal di awal udah menang RR tuh.
Charge up from that Lord will take out the base turret up top. Mid's going to
Oh, jangan sampai ke N. Clear. Ujin, balik. Astaga, Ujin. Balik. Nah, ente.
With 3 down,
Ente.
Hoshi along buys the immortality, and he'll just lock onto the base to end the game here and take it to a game 3.
Ente.
One more hit, and we've got a game 3 on our hand.
Break
See the smile on his
glass
face.
in case of emergency. Long. This Moscow, if it works, it works, my man. If it doesn't, it kind of looks disastrous for the FYG. But today, in game number 2 versus RQ Hoshi, the 50-50 went in favor of Long dominating this game. Just one mishap though, when he didn't pop the Purify, but the entirety of the game, I think Long was so impressive. And because of that, the FYG is not out just yet. Let's get back to the studio and hear what they think about this game.
And we are all tied up 1 game apiece. Welcome back to the quarterfinals of Games of the Future Abu Dhabi 2025, powered by ADNOC. So DFYG respond in game 2. We were not expecting that.
At all. Oh my God. Long with Moscow was unbelievable.
Yo, bisa bangkit.
Yeah, that was his signature hero.
Yeah,
And they were not giving up, as you said.
Yeah, that's what I got to know. It's his signature hero. He did an amazing job. He was dishing out unbelievable damage, and his team was protecting him with all they've got. Basically, when I saw the game and I knew why they were actually choosing those heroes. They were choosing heroes just to protect Long, you know. So yeah, it's such an unbelievable comeback from.
And now
from
they have
DFYG.
forced a deciding game 3. So
To be honest, the FYG, they surprised everyone.
Yeah.
They surprised me, actually. And it was
Yuk,
a
yuk,
hard game
match
for RRQ.
ketiga.
It was easy game for
Comeback
the
lagi,
FYG
comeback lagi.
with like objectives control and towers control and like also in the map control during the vision, during the pushes. They are controlling all over the map. And they are, during the Lord playing or like taking objectives, they are taking controls and they are not letting RRQ engaging or initiating the team fights. They are also de-engaging and they are denying any team fights unnecessary. They need like
that is very
the
true.
team fights. I will play it with my strategies, with my style.
That is very true. That is very true. Well, I noticed that actually RQ was countlessly trying to get to Long in lots of fights, but Eve was doing a great job as well. So Eve is actually the one that was controlling the map, including Katja and Esmeralda as well. So they knew, you know, who to target basically. RQ tried a lot to get to Long, but they couldn't. They just couldn't. They went left, right. Lapu Lapu came from the back door, just trying to get to Moskov, but he couldn't. He couldn't reach Moskov at all. So that's such a quite interesting
we need to
defense
start
from
with
them.
the numbers from that game. Groot, what can we say about the statistics?
It's basically balanced. The total gold is not a huge difference between both teams. 9 towers to 6 towers destroyed for the FYG, 2 Lord slain to 1 Lord slain for the FYG, of course, and 2 turtles slain to 1 turtle slain for the FYG. Although RQs did such a great job in this match, but late game was too hard for them. They were getting a lot of damage from everywhere, and they just couldn't sustain anymore.
The FYG knew what they were doing.
For the FYG, they know how to play it on the late game because RRQ they want to reach to the late game to play to start playing. But the FYG they reached already the late game and already dominating the late game, and they are controlling the map, controlling the objectives, and the
23
RRQ was
menit
surprised like,
untuk kalah.
oh, we reached the late game, but we are not doing anything. Like they are controlling the map, they are doing the team fights, and we cannot enjoying the team fights because also
they
carry.
dictated the pace of the game. They
Yes.
dictated it.
You know, the rhythm of the game was going for the FYG side, but also we saw like unsurrender from carry. It was getting double kill and sometimes triple kill, but suddenly shut down. Like they are trying to focus who's the damage dealer, and they are trying to deny it. Like enough, go to base, relax a little bit. Let's finish this team fight, and we will
But
continue.
who do you think is the player that set the tempo?
For D4G,
Yes,
Moscow,
the
to be
MVP of the
honest.
game.
The MVP.
That's right.
And Long all the way, yeah. Long all the way is the MVP for this match. Long, who used to play, who played with Moskov, with 7 kills, 1 death, and 7 assists.
Now the story completely changes, you know. I think the FYG is writing their story right here in Games of the Future.
That is very true. That is very true. And of course, we're excited to see what are they going to do in the next match.
In the game 3, the last game for this series, they really need to step, both of them.
We
They
thought-
have everything to lose now.
We thought the FYG, they will lose and we will go for only for like 2 games, 2-0 for RQ. Then suddenly, the FYG, they surprised everyone. They surprised the audience down. And everyone cheering for the FYG.
Everyone, it was very
everyone was cheering,
hyped.
yeah.
The FYG is making the history, and they are making. We need to win, and we need to go to game 3 because game 3 on the stage under the stress for each team. Now the FYG and RQ in the same stress level, because everyone have one mistake and one chance to win.
Yeah.
And both of them have shown their cards already. Do you think we're gonna see
Yuk,
target bans
kasih
later
lama kayak ini.
for game 3?
We might see more target bans actually, because we might see Eve in the ban this time. They won't let her go because Eve played a huge part in this game. Would RQ ban Moskov? I don't think so. I don't think they would actually ban Moskov, to be honest. But is it a chance? Maybe. Maybe.
Banning Moscow, it will be a target ban.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
need to deny any, like if this your main, we will deny it, and we will force you to play not your main, like in the meta, and we will counter it.
Yeah.
That's the play style of RRQ.
Yeah.
Yes, let's see what's gonna happen in Game 3. We're just gonna go on break, but stay tuned, guys, because Game 3 is coming up next.
Abu Dhabi and UAE at the moment seems to be the epicenter of autonomous robotics and many other activities.
Bukan lagi.
Running a business doesn't have to be complicated. At Solutions Plus, we provide a tailored combination of consulting, business process outsourcing, and technology solutions, from digital to finance, procurement, HR, ESG, and integrated facilities management. We take care of it all, letting you focus on success. Partner with Solutions Plus and take your business to the next level.
Health is the essence of who we are. M42 is a global health champion harnessing the power of artificial intelligence, technology and genomics to transform healthcare systems and ensure that everyone, everywhere, has access to the care they need. Our dedication to health knows no borders, and we serve with the belief that health is not a privilege. It is a universal right.
What if the spaces between us could disappear, and one move makes all the difference? Sometimes it feels like bonds growing stronger across any distance. When the spaces between us disappear, beautiful things happen.
Looking for car, health or home insurance? Don't waste hours calling around. At insurancemarket.ae, I bring you quotes from the UAE's top insurers in seconds. Compare, choose and buy instantly, all in one place. Over 200,000 policyholders already trust us with a 4.8 star rating. Join them today. Insurancemarket.ae, where insurance gets smarter. Insurancemarket.ae.
Energy is life. And today, life is happening in two worlds, physical and digital. In Abu Dhabi, where source energy powers innovation, a new kind of energy rises. An energy that unites worlds through intention and action. Where physical skills meet digital mastery, and next generation of champions are born. This is where talent meets technology. Where strength meets strategy. Where energy amplifies through action and powers the future. The games of the future, powered by ADNOC.
Oh, mulai. Match 3.
This is it, Game 3. One final map to
Let's go,
decide
draw.
who moves on and who goes home here in the quarterfinals of Games of the Future, Abu Dhabi 2025, powered by Adlock and Groot and
Wah,
Soldier. We are
Hayabusa
going
di
straight for
ban
drafting.
juga. Padahal kan
To
Soldier.
be honest,
udah nggak
our
sakit
account,
lagi, Cek.
bans, Helda and Hayabusa.
Hayabusa,
Interesting bans,
Hilda,
to be honest,
Pam,
recruit. And
Farsa,
for
Baxia.
DFYG, they are denying Paxia and Farsa.
And we're waiting right now for the third ban from Team DFYG. The ban seems the same.
Yeah.
Same ban.
Every game it's the same.
Yeah.
Until now.
But RQ is actually emphasizing on the Hayabusa ban, where they're targeting this ban. So yeah, that's very interesting for them. And the Yuzong ban as well. So yeah.
Yesterday we saw Yuzong a lot, but the beginning of the day, every game it's banned. Onslaught.
Yeah,
Mau
Lancelot
ngambil
is a
Angel
good,
nih.
auto pick,
Melis
I
kan?
would say, for
First pick, auto pick.
yeah, definitely. Do you think DFYG will go with the same lineup that they went with the last game?
When you will win,
You
you will
play.
continue at the same rhythm and the same strategy like you won last game, but
Yes,
They-
because
they are
it's
avoiding
not
the
the time
counters.
to experiment.
Yeah.
Because this will
Itu
secure
din
the
dapat
slot for the
lantai.
semifinals. So I don't think they will go bold or they will play it safe.
But we can see right now Yisun right now a pick which was not there the previous game, since Akai was a jungler the previous game. So I think they're going
Yes.
all in this. They're going for the damage, but I'm not sure if Long would actually pick Moskov again for this match. Might actually go for another pick, or if he's feeling very comfortable about his Moskov pick, he would actually go for him again. But we're still waiting right now for RQ, Dyron, and Toy to actually go for the pick. Dyron chose Lapu Lapu, and we have Valentina this time. So they actually chose Valentina before she gets banned, because she got banned the previous two matches.
Yes.
Yeah.
to be honest, until now, wow. As we expected, we are waiting for Esmeralda, Yusunchan, Eve. This is the meta mix
Esmeralda.
until now, and for the RRQ, Valentina, Labu Labu, and Lancelot, we are waiting. Do you think I want to see Ruby this game, and I want to see Harith, but maybe he will get banned next for the ban phase 2.
Actually, Ruby would not be she's a not bad choice for this game, to be honest with you. But I think they might have actually other ideas going on, since the FYG, they are still lacking a roamer and a gold laner. As for there is a Tigreal ban, because Tigreal in the first match was very good for them, to be honest. He played a huge part in RQ's win in the first match. As for RRQ, we do have a jungler, we have an XP laner, and we have a mid laner. So we still are waiting also for a gold laner and a roamer. Actually, both teams are waiting for a gold laner and a roamer right now. But we will see who will they pick after the ban phase.
To be honest, growth until now, some of team they are continuing the same strategies during the drafting. We will choose the meta picks first, then we will choose our favorite picks like Harith. So when you are continuing the same strategies, some strategies some of teams they have strategies during drafting because they are forcing some picks and they are denying some picks. So if you have out of picks, he will go forcing like your main or your like. Last time we saw Moscow, it was not a force. It was a comfortable pick and a confident from the FYG, and we saw it in the last game, and he got MVP.
That is very true. That is very true. Right now, for the last ban phase for the team, the FYG, are they going for an expiator ban or they're going for a clove ban? So I believe the FYG is actually might be planning to go for Moskov again, but they still need to check who is actually RQ going to ban before they take that step. Moscow ban. That's it. No more. No more. They're not going to take the risk. They're not going to take the risk. They're not going to let Long go for Moscow. That was kind of expected, to be honest. Since Long in the previous match,
But do you think between the two, who's more nervous right now?
I think both of them are.
Oh, di
I
ban
think both of
Claudia
them are right now.
kan benar.
To be honest, RQ, I saw like he's a little confident now for the like Moscow ban.
Udah fix
Like
deh.
I deny it. Like you dominate last game, but
Ferry lagi sih, Ferry.
now you don't have any cards until like if you have a pocket pick. Well, get to God.
I expected to see him actually this match from
Get
the
to God,
FYG.
Esmeralda, Yusin
God,
Eve
not
until
really.
now. Similar to the last game picks.
But right now, RQ do not have Tigreal as a pick right now. So who are they going to pick instead? Are we going to see a Matilda or are we going to see an Atlas, for example? We might have, but no, we're going for the straight one. We're going for Chu. The most pro picked hero, to be honest. Yeah, most pro picked hero.
We've been seeing him from group stage, playoffs.
Definitely, definitely. And a Granger as well.
Granger and Chu. To be honest, if you are choosing Chu
Granger,
against Eve, this is the perfect pick. Also Yusin Shin. Because Chu, it's like a stealer, like a ninja. They will knock your the opponent, and it's a free kill for the other team. Wait,
Are we seeing Vayne today?
wow.
Will we actually see Vayne
At the
today?
last pick,
I don't think so.
the FYG, they will surprise us.
They're playing us.
That would be a huge surprise, but I don't think they would
Teasing.
go for Vayne.
Yes.
Will they take the risk and go for Ling? This is actually a long shot, but they might actually do that. Ruby. There we go. You wanted Ruby? There we go. You got
He
Ruby.
was waiting for it.
You got it. You got Ruby. This is going to be such a
Oh,
tanky game for
GG.
the FYG, and RQ are gonna might have actually a hard time winning this match if it goes to late game.
If they win the early game and they got the objectives and like the snowball for early game for RQ hand.
But there is a problem with the FYG's picks right now. The draft pick is that they don't have that much burst damage.
They're
The
waiting
only
for the
burst
team.
damage is coming from Yisun Shin from the FYG. On the other hand, with RQ, we have burst damage from Lancelot, and we have it from Granger as well. So this is going to be
Let's watch for the game 3.
Yeah, this is going to be very hard.
Yes.
Yuk,
Drafts are
eksekusi
locked.
gamenya
One
lagi.
team drafted to close and one team drafted to disrupt. Let's see the game 3 quarterfinals. Everything is on the line. That's it from the desk. Draft is done. RRQ versus DYFG game 3 decider. Casters, take it away.
Game number 3, and we're back with Sutsujin on the Lancelot and Super Ken on this Yi Sun Shin. Enough of the utility junglers. Both of these two junglers that we have will now focus on being the carries for the team. And how about that ban on the Moscow? Nice.
It's warranted, man. I know our panel was discussing, like, do you think they'd ban out the Moscow? And I think that's a good question to have, just because of the performance that Long had it in the last game, and knowing his history with that hero as well, and sometimes it's just better to go ahead. It was the last ban, might as well just do it, just to kind of narrow down the choices there. But this is, like, we've seen the Ruby and the Gold lane time and time again. It works great. It can be devastating. There's an early flicker from Yi1 from that aggressive play from Edok, but you know, nonetheless, that's the main point. Every single time that we do see this Ruby, since technically we do see a lot of double fighter with the Yi Sun Shin lineup, it always runs into the same problem, man, which is usually on late game base, you know, offenses. Like, you don't have that range that you traditionally would have in comparison to having a marksman, right? And so we have seen games completely get turned over on their head, even with an advantage or a lead, with lineups like this that DFYG has. So that's probably the biggest problem that they're going to run into with this. And then, of course, I think part of this equation is what does Rins take for the ultimates, depending on how they want to approach the fights.
Yep. Which
Di bawah.
I think in the first turtle, you are going to be rewarded if you pick up the real world penetration. Vel back on the Esmeralda. I think this is the third time that they will be playing Lapu Lapu versus the Esmeralda. Yep. So far, it's been 1-1. Let's see. What is going to be the first turtle fight here for us?
Okay, Rins has his RW went. Just going to hold on to it. Edok not level 4 just yet. Neither is Zed. So this turtle will start up. But look who's making his way along to join this fight at level 4. Threatening with that I'm offended. Mount Shock are going to be used. They're going to go for it. Super Ken will secure the turtle. And RQ on the run. Trying to get away. AOG, great G-Kundo to keep Zed from getting that unbreakable taunt off.
Long, you know, it's sometimes so good to see like a good flicker, I'm offended play, or you go to the backlines as the Ruby and get the surprise second skill into the ultimate. But you saw what Long did. He's literally casually walked in front of the members of RQ Hoshi, inside the turtle pit, nailed the I'm offended on the perfect target. DFYG casually took that first turtle in front of RQ Hoshi. Like it's nothing. Like it's target practice for them. That is...
It's long, man.
It's
a long
effect.
It's a long effect. You know, right now, DFYG's going to take the fight. They take out Edok so quickly, and Val potentially going to be next here in the trade. Dyron isn't able to get it, so Rins falls now. Another big pickup for DFYG as they find 2.
Oh, what happened to RQ Hoshi? It seems like all the fight in them just petered out. Vel, can you survive this? Nah. Good thing it's Sitsujin to collect that kill. They also denied a cart away from the Esmeralda, so this is going to be massive for RQ Hoshi. I think that they will probably reduce the gold deficit into just 1,000 gold after that. Especially because Toy is now double laning. But man, do hope that for RQ Hoshi, for game number 3, they don't lose out on GOTF just because of that. Just because they're allowing DFYG to take out their members so easily, so casually. There will be another turtle going to be coming here. It's expanding rivers. So that's also why Long was able to get into that first turtle so easily. From the top to the bottom lane. And it's also going to be the way for DFYG to connect around this turtle area.
Looks like here the play around this turtle, fighting up top in that gold lane, but they are going to go ahead and let DFYG take this out. I think Edok's going to look for the kick, and he does just that as he's able to find Long trying to get away. Won't be able to escape the shot coming out from Toy. Kills picked up. Rins is still going to survive. A Landshaker drop down on Vel. But turtle for the taking now. You have Sutsujin going to clear that mid and then making his way up for this objective. Ground the Lith Wander. Turtle's going to be next, but Long's back up. He can actually join this in, and they can stall this out, so no one's going to claim the turtle just yet.
Yeah. It's going to be on duty of clearing the waves, but since DFYG wants to rush this time, I think that they have found an opening against RQ Hoshi. Yep, they do, and they kind of feigned that they will not take the turtle, and then that actually prompted Sutsujin to just go to the bottom lane. If RQ Hoshi does not push, and they will not be able to push because Vel is here, and by the way, Expanding Rivers also have them in that scenario. DFYG again, it takes something so casually over RQ Hoshi, and even that Crammer, dude. DFYG are taking and stealing candies away from RQ Hoshi.
Yeah, Super Ken. Like you said, you know, he's got a ton of experience playing against Sutsujin here. in the past, and it shows. DFYG holding on to that 2,000 gold lead right now. Nothing major, but it is still something, and that could be the reason why RQ Hoshi decided not to fight into that second turtle. They want to give themselves a little bit more time to scale up and build up here, and especially for Toy. This Granger, as we know, is going to take a little bit of time to go ahead and scale up, and I can't remember. I think if we take a look at the items, I think he did get the Sky Piercer recently, but he's going to deal with this pressure now in his lane. DFYG wants to take this tier 1 turret, and you see what's happening here, Wolf. If they want to take a turret, you just send a few dudes, and they'll be able to get it because of this the threat that this lineup has.
RKO has to really think about their mid game and their late game right now, because I feel like DFYG, they continue on taking things away from RQ Hoshi, like the neutral objective as well as the turrets. It's going to be a walk in the park for them to end this game, especially because they also have good late game. I mean, of course, they don't have a marksman for DFYG, but this is still a Yi Sun Jin. I think Yi Sun Jin is a marksman if you think about it. But again, there is a lot of ways for DFYG to end this game at any stage. So if RQ Hoshi does not find an opening for Setsujin to wreak havoc, as well as find the timing for Toy to be activated, this is going to be DFYG advancing in this playoff.
See what happens. They have control of the turtle right now. I think still RQ Hoshi doesn't want anything to do with these turtles. He's just being zoned out by Vel, actually. So great choice there for Vel, but they are going to trade it objectively as that tier 1 up top is pushed down by Toy. So at least RQ Hoshi kind of getting what they can. That seems to be the whole case. They can't fight, at least for now. So you might as well grab some space to work with on the map. Get some objectives if you can. But I'm just worried because the way things have gone in the past, 8 minutes, basically, I don't know if they're going to be in a position to actually contest against the Lord unless they somehow get an advantage. That advantage would come mainly through Edok getting a kick and then giving them the numbers advantage in a team fight. But right now, it just seems to be pretty difficult. Yeah, he does have the Sky Piercer, Thunder Strike, but he's working on his next item here. Oh, Bell, is he going to get caught? Nice Land Shaker to stun. AOG comes down. Good pickup for Toy to take as he has the Sky Piercer. A little bit of trade in the mid. Oh, the Mountain Shocker will be able to take out Sutsujin. Super Ken gets a solo kill. And now they traded out the 1-for-1. But definitely a difficult game for Sutsujin here.
Wow, Vel, I was really wondering what he was trying to achieve there. They tried to cut the waves very nearby the turrets of RQ Hoshi. But it turns out to be good because E1 was there to counteract with the Eve's ultimate. They also did force Rid's ultimate to copy the real-world manipulation. But I think the bigger kill was onto Sutsujin. And not only that, nice, they actually take a turret in the mid lane, a turret in the bottom lane, on top of a kill onto the jungler of RQ Hoshi. And all of a sudden, they are up by 3.8k gold. RQ Hoshi are just not finding a break in this game. Whereas DFYG, they're just getting everything in their hand. Super Ken, if you give this guy a hero that he can be successful with, and if you set up the Yi Sun Jin for success, you can see that Super Ken is more than able to deliver. Now it's going to be up to how RQ Hoshi will contest this Lord.
Yeah, I guess they're going to go for it. Conceal is going to be used just to push into this territory here. DFYG healthily ahead right now of RQ Hoshi. I'm not sure if this fight does break out, how it's going to go for RQ Hoshi. They might just, even if they go for a kick for Edok, like, who do you go for? Who do you kick? Yi1 isn't even giving you an opportunity to kick him, as he's got the flicker even available. So, it's really difficult for this Cho to find that window of opportunity, and that's why all these objectives has been basically no contest. Another one going to DFYG. They might force a fight here around the 2-2 turret. Look at Vel, third time on this Esmeralda, having a much better game than he's had previously, as he just goes and leads the charge in. Dyron going to jump in as well. Solo, he does get out. Luckily, they still have these holy defense shields as well, but the waves are going to be pushing in, working on these tier 2 turrets. Sutsujin this whole time has been playing catch-up, trying to get those items that he needs on this land slot to be able to provide more of that damage throughput that they need here.
Yeah. It can all stem back to that first turtle fight where RQ Hoshi, like a deer in the headlights, stared down DFYG and gave them everything. a kill and a turtle, and a kill onto the Sutsujin Lancelot more than anything else. Because ever since then, I mean, DFYG did not let go. They're just collecting kills after kills. They're activating Long on his Ruby. And most importantly, Super Ken is just delivering. E1 also is a threat for RQ Hoshi. And there's no actual way for them to really contest E1. There should be because of the Lapu-Lapu, but it seems like
Beda
E1 has
6.000 gol cuy.
countered what RQ Hoshi is trying to do.
RWM dropped down. Look at that. Stopped in his tracks too. Nowhere to go. Just body blocked by basically the front line of DFYG. Lord finally goes down. Base turret with it. They will hold on to the 2 base turrets for now, but the shield in mid is gone. So DFYG might continue to press this on. If they actually give the call to Long to go and make the play and just flicker on forward, they could do that. But now in the mid lane, Sutsujin just to his death, even with the Revitalize being popped here, they keep him healthy. There's the jump in, the AOG from Zen, and Dyron is gone as well. Loom still has his flicker, I'm offended combo. They're going to march in with a wave here, and DFYG with this massive lead will clean up another kill. They want to make a statement. They're going to go for the wipeout here before they end the game and take game 3 against RQ Hoshi.
Oh, and that is Long. The biggest smile that we've seen all throughout Games of the Future. And you can blame them. They have just eliminated RQ Hoshi, a team that's very famous in the scene. And they did it so commandingly in game number 3. Not even a letdown. Long with that I'm offended play to take out Sutsujin, the first turtle of the game. And eventually they stole it to them, eliminating this RQ Hoshi from Indonesia. GG's, of course, RQ Hoshi. Still a pretty good game number 1 that we've seen from them, and I'm sure that we can hear more from our friends from DFYG pretty soon. But now, we'll be throwing it over to the stage.
Winning team, DFYG! What a performance. I mean, look at his face. He's truly surprised. He was like, I can't believe this is happening. His heart is beating. How does it feel? You guys took a loss in the first map, and then you recovered back up to win the title, and now off to the semifinal.
I'm very shocked because this is the first time China get top 4 in semifinals.
Amazing, amazing. You guys have done such an incredible job. Listen, if there is one team out there in the tournament that you would like to compete, who would it be?
Onyx ID.
All right, amazing. Listen, since we started the tournament, I've not heard the crowd going this wide like today. So you guys have a lot of supporters, a lot of fans in here. What can we expect from you guys moving into the semifinals tomorrow?
Of course, we will still keep training more harder than yesterday to get the final.
Amazing. Well, you are one step closer, right, to win this trophy and a huge prize.